Right. But it kind of does lead to kind of a mega theory that I thought up of by just looking at a picture someone put up of the potential that it's a converging timeline, that all of the timelines converge here. And then I heard someone make a theory video about reviving Link. I didn't actually watch it, but the two ideas connected in my head and they kind of clicked in a kind of peculiar way. So I wrote it down, and I'm going to read what I wrote down because it was kind of crazy. So the converging timeline theory, I believe, goes something like Ganon realizes there's multiple time streams by some grace, maybe by this Wolf Link amiibo or something like that. Maybe he sees some Sheikah technology that works as a like little mirror. Maybe he goes to Kalos. I don't know, but he finds this and he tries to use the Sheikah technology of time travel to ensure his victory, and he succeeds. So what happens is he starts bringing the time streams together into the child timeline because there's the most evidence that it follows this one in particular. This would mean that the towers in Spirit Track, they show up underground basically. It's like it drags them in there because they're like all over the place in New Hyrule. So they get dragged into this world here. And then this also connects him to his power that is in Zelda 2 that's just kind of floating there. And the power from the Wind Waker, it's sealed, also comes as well. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But so this all kind of comes together, and this is kind of going into the you can't exist in two places at once thing. So so everything comes crashing together. So that's why the towers kind of show up in that way. So the seal, so all that power gets like super amplified. So the seal in Hyrule Castle is the same though because it's the Master Sword, and the Master Sword cannot exist more than once at a time because you see Link doing some time travel things where it should exist more than once, but it never happens. And so because of that, that goes to say that this happens here as well, which means you get one seal, same strength, 3 times the Ganon power. And that's what happens here. And so Ganon just basically, he just turns into a death cloud, or he makes a death cloud and becomes the old man depending on what happens there. He starts destroying the world basically unchallenged. But when he hits the Hyrule Castle, the seal is still working on, you know, like the demise function and the Wind Waker him. So like his head is still there. And so it kind of absorbs him like a magnet, and it reseals him in that area, which is why he can't leave, which is what the old man talks about. And so because of this, it kind of gets jarred there, but the world has been like totally annihilated as a result. And so because you have 3 times the Ganon power, this allows them to actually begin to destroy the seal instead of work their way around it. And so the Sheikah are like, we need to do something about this. So they kind of came together while Ganon was destroying everything, trying to pull something together, and they make a plan. And so their plan is they need a hero because, you know, it's possible that the one they just had died if we're doing that theory that we just talked about. You know, there's a lot of facts that could go into here. Even the Twilight Princess Dark Link thing. Maybe Dark Link is part of Calamity Ganon. That's the thing about this theory. It's a mega theory. Everything could work into this. So they come up with their plan, and they're like, we need a hero. But they're like, we don't have any heroes left. And so they come up with this idea that they are going to like bring forward or recreate the first Link, because the first Link is the only Link that actually interacted with their technology, much less their time travel technology. And so because of this, there's kind of like a Link DNA feature that they have installed. So they work on pulling this out and regenerating Link, but they realize it's going to take forever because that was so long ago. Because of that, it's going to take them a long time, and it took longer than they were expecting, or they maybe just knew it would take a long time. So they started making measures to help the hero kind of travel faster and remaster kind of the skills that he would need to relearn in case something went wrong, because, you know, they're in a panic. They're not working out the kinks, which you can kind of tell with the amnesia thing. They remastered the towers brought from Spirit Tracks. Like, when this event happened with Ganon, these things came forward. They have special properties to them. We could probably use our technology to harness this power, and when the hero comes by, we could actually make them come up and assist him when he needs to so he can work faster on getting rid of Ganon, because we have no idea how much time we'll have left when he awakes, assuming he does. We're confident in our abilities, though. They have a few of their members who kind of know the hero best. You know, they're nerds, basically, or they're impas. And so they go into, like, the suspended animation box. And so they're just waiting until Link comes forward to share their piece of knowledge and then die. Probably prototype errors. That they are there to test and make sure that Link has regained his abilities before he goes to challenge Ganon. And get some new ones with the Sheikah slate. And that's kind of how the regeneration cycle works, and it ends with, you know, Link waking up. And I personally think this works with a theory that I will talk about in part 2 that furthers our Master Sword discussion, unless this is part of part 2, because we're recording this afterwards.
Now, the thing is, timelines, if the timeline were to converge, that would mean all 3 of these dimensions are just smushing together, like Hyrule Warriors style. Is this Hyrule Warriors? Is that what this theory is? Hyrule Warriors 2?
It could lead to Hyrule Warriors with kind of like this war thing going on.
Maybe it's Lana's fault.
It certainly seems like there's only certain like characteristics that transferred over, such as like magic, things that have some kind of magical affinity. I mean, we didn't get like 3 links to go and fight Ganondorf. We got obliterated, but we got the magic towers in the same land.
But we did get a Wolf Link.
Yeah, it's possible Wolf Link was able to like figure this out because he's been to another dimension before, and so he's able. It's actually maybe the Sheikah sealed. Maybe the Sheikah worked with the light spirits to seal away our good friends from the Twilight, or maybe the Twilight exists out of time with the rest of Hyrule, and so Midna's able to send Link through the Twilight into the converged time stream to help out and then go back. I mean, I could probably talk about this all day.
Now, highly doubt this theory is the case, but if this theory is the case, I'm thinking it means Lana's in this game, but I wouldn't place my money on it because I doubt this theory is the case.
Yeah, it is a really far-fetched theory. But I know that people were kind of thinking about it, so I kind of put my own spin on how it might work.
Now, if this theory does come to happen, I will put money that we're going to get Tingle, the Happy Mask Salesman, and Lana in this game. But if this theory doesn't come to happen, you have no promise with me.
So yeah, that's kind of the super big, crazy theory. I'm pretty sure this is the least likely of all of them put together, because it is all of them put together.
So you see, the sequel to Breath of the Wild is going to be called Zelda Party. It's Mario Party, but Zelda. Then we'll get our Legend of Zelda line of Amiibo, and I'll finally get my Tingle Amiibo.
Alright, end recording.